On Monday, Dr. Vishnu Pendalas shared an insightful presentation, and he talked about the importance of considering the humanity and privacy in machine learning applications. It was quite an insightful section, and I'm sure we all gathered a lot of insightful information from there. Also on Tuesday, the program got more interesting with the key speaker, the person of Dr. Shidi Mamaduka. She delivered an exciting presentation as well. She talked about the importance of strategic career navigation and acquiring essential employable skills. You know, the program is beginning to gather momentum. For the past 2 days, our jaws have been dropping. We just hope it doesn't fall off, because today has a very interesting personality as well. You know, he has a track record of performance all through the years. I would like to introduce myself. My name is Efeo Kamonu, and I'm from Data Analytics Department. And with me this evening is Juwon. Yes, Juwon is a student of software engineering. Is the head of school around?
Yes, I'm here. Thank you, Efe. Yes. Should I just
over
say
to you.
Hi, everyone.
Yes, you can. Say a quick one.
Yeah. Okay. Welcome, everybody. I'm Sam Johnson, head of the School of Arts and Creative Technologies here at the university, and obviously our excellent Department of Computing, Computer Science sits within that school. As we've already heard, it's been an exciting week already. We've had a subject-specific discussion, which I think both offered a fantastic hindsight view and also looking to the future in terms of the importance of machine learning and machine unlearning. Great professional session about professionalization yesterday, and now we're moving into that field of knowledge exchange and industry collaboration. So as you say, it's turning into a fantastic season of sessions just in this week alone. So once again, it's a real privilege to be here, and I'm very much looking forward to Dr. Thippa's talk. And again, thank you for inviting me, everyone.
Your mic is muted, Efe.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Yusuf, over to you.
All right, thank you so much, Efe, for bringing me in now. That's a wonderful introduction talk by Sam Johnson. Thank you so much for giving us a recap of the experience that we've been able to garner for the past 2 days. Thank you so much. So moving on to the entirety of today's session, I'd like to welcome Dr. Thippa Reddy Gadekallu, who is an assistant professor at Velara Institute of Technology at India. He is also an esteemed recipient of the Clarivate India Research Excellence Award. He will delve into the intricate landscape of research excellence and the critical connections between academic prowess and industrial collaboration. Drawing from his rich expertise, he will shed more light on how to pioneer research and how it can effectively bridge the gap between academia and industry. It's also going to foster on the innovation, knowledge dissemination, and also the economic growth. Dr. Reddy's insights promise to inspire this audience, and then hopefully we're able to ignite a renewed passion for academic research and industry collaboration. So, ladies and gentlemen, join me as I welcome Dr. Thippa Reddy Gadekallu to inspire us and then explore the exciting intersections of our research and industry engagements. So, if you would like to come in now, Dr. Thippa, we'll be ready to have you now, sir. Thanks.
Yeah, thank you, Yusuf, for your introduction.
Yusuf,
Guys,
Yusuf, can you remove or share the screen? Remove your share. Okay. Okay.
Good morning, everyone. Well, good evening in UK.
Yeah.
Yeah, guys, can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Yes, we can all see your screen, Dr. Thippa. You can go ahead now.
Yeah.
Fine.
So sorry for waking him up. This is 2 a.m. in China. So I have to make sure he wakes up. That's why I'm talking to him.
It's my pleasure. It's my pleasure. Thank you. And by the
All
way,
right.
thank you, Dr. Celestine, for giving me the opportunity to interact with you guys. Yeah, well, this is my proposed topic of presentation today: research excellence and industry academic collaboration. Yeah, as Yusuf said, right now I am working in Vellore Institute of Technology, but I'm on a long leave. Right now, I'm working in China as part of this national talent program. I have been recruited here. So right now, I'm in China working for a steel manufacturing company as a AI engineer. So that is about me. Well, coming to the topic. So the topic is research excellence and industry academic collaboration. Well, as you know, these are two different important aspects that are very important in higher education and technological development. So what is research excellence? See, the definition of research excellence goes like this. It refers to the pursuit and achievement of the highest standards in academic research. It's about generating new knowledge, pushing the boundaries of understanding, and making significant contributions to a particular field. So that is research excellence. So what are the characteristics of research excellence? The first one is it should be innovative and it should be original. The research should contribute something to the existing knowledge, something which is already there. It should be rigorous and a specific methodology should be followed. High quality research methodologies and rigorous analysis are very essential for research excellence. See, as in real world, see, before we buy any product, we do extensive research about that product in the market, right? Who are its peers, right? Suppose if you want to buy a phone, right? So according to your constraints, you will do extensive research. Say the constraint is, budget. Yeah. So you will do extensive research about what are the different companies, right, that offer a phone in that particular budget. What are the features of the different phones? So what is it you require? Accordingly, you select the phone, right? In the same way, if you want to do research, yeah, a thorough analysis is required. You have to review what is the current state of the art, what are the limitations in the current state of the art, and then you can accordingly you can find out the problems definition, and then you can try to find out the solution for that. And then the most important thing is its impact. The research, the academic research, right, or research excellence should have a societal impact, right? Whatever you do, whatever research you do, that should have a significant impact on the society, right? It should be, either advancing the academic understanding or influencing the policy or contributing to the economic development. It should have significant impact on one of these things. And then peer recognition. Yeah. See, if you are doing some research in your field, the peers who are working in the similar domain should be recognizing your research. And as all of us know, often academic excellence, the that is done in academic research excellence, the research that is done in academics, will normally lead to publications. So when your research will be published, after it is undergone, after it goes through, rigorous peer review, right? Especially in prestigious journals, which is, a key indicator of the quality of the research. Yeah. So these are the important characteristics of research excellence. Then comes the second part, industry academic collaboration. So what is this? So this is a partnership. Industry academia collaboration is a partnership where academic institutions and industry entities, they both work together on research or development projects. See, most of the institutes, most of the universities today do have some, academic partnership. Sorry, industry partnership. Yeah, even I guess VIT also has something called as, industry academy partnership. Yeah, where usually some of the important outcomes of industry academic collaboration are maybe joint publications, joint research, then students being offered some kind of internship in the industry, or academic institutes or universities training the personnel from the universities, or vice versa. So these are some of the joint activities that can be that can be done as part of industry academia collaboration. Yeah, excuse me. So what are the benefits of industry academic collaboration? These are some of the benefits of industry academic collaboration. The first one is practical application. These collaboration often leads to practical application on academic research, turning the theoretical insights into real-world solutions. So the research that is done at academia or the universities, right? The industry, they can be applied on the practical application in the industry. So that is one of the important applications of or benefits of industry academia collaboration. Then comes funding and resources. Yes, sorry. Funding and resources. Usually, to carry out research, universities require huge amount of funding and resources as well. Yeah, to carry out state-of-the-art research, or the research which is futuristic. The research which is futuristic. The university may not have required resources. Yeah, and also required funding to fund the research. Most of the universities today are self-financed. Governments in most of the countries, including India, governments will not support, the universities. So the universities should develop their own funding, right, to carry out the research. So if the industry and academia are collaborating, industry can provide the resources which are required to carry out research in that domain. And also they can provide the sufficient funding also. This is also one of the important benefits of industry academia collaboration. Then comes the knowledge exchange. In industry academia collaboration, industry can learn from academia and vice versa. So the academia can gain the insight into industry challenges, and the industry can get benefit from academic expertise. So that is the next benefit. Enhanced learning opportunities. See, if there is a strong industry academia collaboration, students can gain access to internships. They can be offered internships wherein they can work in the industry and see how how the problems are being solved in the industry, what are the challenges in the industry, they can observe and they can also get trained with the state of the art. And then equipment, students can again access to the, state of the art equipment, which otherwise may not be available at the university. And they also will get real world experience. After all, after completing their course, most of the students, have to work somewhere. So working, if there is a strong industry academia collaboration, students can get real world first-hand insights or experience, which will enhance their education and employability as well. So these are some of the benefits of industry academia collaboration. So research excellence is multifaceted concept that includes empowering researchers considering the broader impacts of the research, varying in meaning based on context. It is also the ability to form effective research teams and undertaking systematic creative work to expand the knowledge and applications as well. Research excellence has several elements or components that contribute to outstanding achievements in research. So some of the key aspects of it is indeed, characterized by some of the key aspects. So one of the key important aspects of research excellence is empowering the partners. Empowerment of the researchers is one of the key important aspects of research excellence. See, research excellence involves empowering the researchers to excel in their profession. And, researchers will be hugely encouraged, and also it fosters in recognizing their work. So research excellence indeed empowers the researchers. This includes the confidence of the funders and preserving the skill of the quality teams. And high-level research relies on brilliant, creative, and ambitious individuals. So it is the researchers who, through their significant analysis, work ethics, right, that lead to research excellence. Broader impact of the research. Excellence in research is not only about laboratory breakthroughs, but also considers the broader impact of the research. So as all of us know, research starts in the laboratory. So it is not only about, making a significant breakthrough or finding out something which is considered as a breakthrough. It is not only about that. It should also consider broader impacts of the research. What are the impacts of the research? How it is going to affect in a positive way or negative way? How it is going to affect the society, or how it is going to affect the targeted, customers maybe. It should consider that as well. This includes the importance of research communications as an integral part of being an excellent researcher. It should have a contextual meaning as well. Research excellence should have a contextual meaning as well. The concept of research excellence is ubiquitous, but its meaning varies depending on the context. It is used to rank research and universities, but it is more difficult to define precisely. Research varies, has several, interpretations based on the context. Research excellence, it can be interpreted in different ways based on the context. Broadly, you can say that excellence in research can be subject to different interpretations based on area of the study or objectives of the research. assembling research teams. It is also one of the important aspects of research excellence. So as we all know, most of the research, cannot be done by a single researcher or an individual. It is done together by a team. So it is very important. It is very important that, in order to achieve the excellence in research, right? It is very important to assemble a research team that is capable of achieving identified research potential. So it involves motivating the team to identify research opportunities and insights and produce top quality articles that can be published in high level journals. Sorry guys, it's very early in the morning. Okay. Systematic creative work, that is the next important aspect of research excellence. So research is defined as creative work undertaken systematically to increase the stock of knowledge, including knowledge of humanity, culture, and society, and using this knowledge to devise new applications. So, see, it is, you can achieve excellence in research through creative work, wherein, a systematic work is done by the research team to increase the knowledge, and also, you will be knowing how to apply the knowledge acquired to develop new applications. This definition aligns well across various disciplines and emphasizes the systematic and creative nature of the research. Industry-academia collaboration refers to partnership between educational institutes or universities and businesses or industries. Therefore, prime focus of the collaboration will be on research and development. This collaboration has become increasingly important these days as it bridges the gap between the theoretical knowledge and the practical application. Here's a detailed look at various aspects of this collaboration. See, we have seen several important aspects of research excellence. Now we'll see the important aspects of industry academia collaboration. Some of the important objectives and benefits goes like this. The first one is mutual exchange of knowledge. Academics bring theoretical expertise and innovative ideas, whereas industry partners contribute practical insights and real-world applications. That is one of the important benefits of industry academia collaboration. Mutual knowledge exchange, the exchange of knowledge, the exchange of expertise among the academia and industry. Next, as we have seen earlier, resource sharing. Collaboration often means shared resources, including the funding, equipment, and expertise, which can be particularly beneficial and resource-intensive projects. Beneficial for resource-intensive projects. Next is enhanced educational opportunities. Students can gain exposure to real-world challenges and applications, often through internships or cooperative educational programs. We all know what are internships. Students are encouraged to, during their period of study, maybe during summer or winter vacations, they can go and visit the industries and they can work on real-world problems for some time, so that, they can gain exposure to the, first-hand experience of how industry work. How does a team work in the industry, right? What are the different tools, state-of-the-art tools that are being used in the industry? So students will gain exposure. And also, there can be cooperative educational programs. Maybe, an industry may be very good at solving some real world problems. So the experts from industry can be invited to the universities, right, to throw a light on, right, to throw light on how to solve a particular problem, or it can be vice versa as well. I mean, reputed researchers or professors from the academia can go to the industry and they can train the employees on the current state of the art research, driving innovation. So combining academic creativity and industry pragmatism can lead to groundbreaking innovations and advancements. Then comes economic development. Successful collaboration between industry and academia can stimulate local and national economies by creating new technologies, products, and also they can create or they can generate job opportunities as well. So what are the different ways in which the industry and academia can collaborate? So these are some of the major, forms or major ways through which industry and academia can collaborate. So maybe on joint research projects. So joint research projects are specific projects where academic researchers and industry professionals can work together, often with shared goals and funding. Then consultancy and advisory roles. Academia, see, there might be some problems which the industry wants to solve, but they are too busy. The industry may be, the people or the workforce in the industry may be too busy or preoccupied with some of their own projects, which are doing for their clients. So there might be some, upcoming, futuristic projects or futuristic ideas which are very important, but industry may not have time to work on those ideas. So that can be offloaded, that can be given to the academia, right, as a consultancy project. So academia can be, a consultant for the university. So, through which they can provide their expertise on specific issues or projects. Then the next form of collaboration is technology transfer. So the process of transferring, it is a process of transferring scientific findings from research labs to the marketplace. Next is internship and placement programs. Students can be provided internships and also they can be provided placements. Placements as in, where the, enterprises or industry will visit the campus or the university and they will try to recruit the talent among the students. And then comes the sponsored research. So wherein the industry can fund specific research projects in the academia, often with a focus on areas relevant to their business needs. So we have seen what is research excellence and what is industry academia collaboration. Now, even though it has huge benefits, right, the industry academia joint research and other forms of collaboration, even though they have significant benefits or numerous benefits, there are some challenges and considerations to be considered. Yeah, some of them are discussed here. The first challenge is IP rights, intellectual property rights. So determining who owns the rights to research outcomes can be complex and it requires clear agreements between both the parties, industry as well as academia. Cultural differences, that is one of the challenge. See, academia, the researchers from academic institutes or the universities will have some culture, and industry might be having different culture. So their priorities may differ, which often lead to some kind of misunderstandings and conflicts. Yeah, when they both collaborate on a particular project or research. And then research independence. See, in industry academia partnership or collaboration, or in industry academia joint research, there is a risk that academic research could become too directed by the commercial interests of the industry, potentially compromising the breadth and independence and creativity of the academic researchers. Yeah, that is one of the challenges or considerations in industry academia collaboration. Then comes the next challenge, confidentiality and openness. Since, yeah, if industry and academia are working on a joint project or joint, yeah, research and development. See, since it involves the industry, so it should balance open dissemination of research findings. See, usually, academic research will lead to, peer-reviewed publications, yeah. Since it involves industry, so there should be a balance between the openness, which is a, important aspect of research excellence, and also it should maintain the confidentiality of the research, which is very challenging, yeah. So there should be a balancing between the confidentiality and the openness. Then alignment of the goals. So see, it should be ensured that goals of the both academic institution or the university and the industry partners as well, right? They should be aligned, and it should benefit both the industry as well as academia. So what are the best practices that can be followed, right, to address these challenges? The first one is clear agreements. So before starting the collaboration, so, clear contracts or agreements which covers the IP rights, publication rights, and also the responsibilities of the industry, and what are the responsibilities of the academia or the universities. That should be clearly documented, right, in the contract or the agreement. The next best practice is maintaining academic freedom. See, in order that, research excellence is achieved, the researchers from the academia, right, they should have freedom. They should have freedom to carry out the research and, to spread their wings of the research minds, and also to publish their findings. And then effective communication, right? See, there should be periodical communication, which is open, which should be open between the, industry and academia partners, to manage the expectation and foster mutual understanding. Then comes ethical considerations. Upholding ethical standards in research, particularly when industry-funded research may impact public health or safety. So, ethical considerations should be considered. Evaluation and feedback. Regular assessment of the collaboration's effectiveness with adjustments made as necessary. So there should be periodical evaluation about the progress of the research. So what is the direction of the research? How it is progressing, right? So there should be a periodical assessment from both the parties. And wherever, adjustments are required during this, evaluation, the feedback will be given from the, industry and the academia that has to be incorporated in the research. So impact of the society. Economic growth. So successful, what is the impact of industry academia collaboration? So successful collaboration between industry and academia can often lead to new industries, right? And revitalize the existing ones. So which can spur economic growth. And it can create a lot of, new job opportunities as well. Employment opportunities as well. Addressing societal challenges. So partnership between industry and academia often focus on solving the real world problems, which can contribute to the welfare of the society. Then educational enhancements. These collaboration can embrace the quality of the education by keeping it aligned with current, trends in the industry and current demands. What are the current demands of the industry from the employees? So this collaboration can enhance the education, educational experience and educational outcomes of the students. So what are the future trends? What are the future trends of industry academia collaboration? So increasing interdisciplinarity. So the collaboration between the industry and academia may involve multiple disciplines, addressing complex problems that require diverse expertise. So it is very important for interdisciplinary research, say for example, we computer scientists are good in programming and, artificial intelligence, for example. And there are other things as well. See, artificial intelligence on its own may not be that significant. But when it is integrated with other disciplines, say for example, healthcare or banking sector or, bioinformatics, so that will be hugely beneficial to that particular field. So, so interdisciplinary research should be increased. And global partnership. So with the rise of globalization, these collaborations between the industry and academia are increasingly crossing the national borders, bringing together international expertise and resources. So these are the future trends. Well, friends, to conclude, research excellence aims at creating high quality, impactful knowledge, whereas industry academia collaboration bridges the gap between theoretical research and practical application. So this collaboration has, huge potential and huge benefits, although it comes with its own set of challenges and considerations. So this is what is my topic of presentation. Well, thank you for your patience, friends. And I sincerely thank Professor Celestine for inviting me to share my knowledge in this topic. Well, guys, if you have any questions, you are welcome. I'm open to the questions.
Thank you so much, Dr. Thippa. That was an insightful and incredible session we've had so far. I mean, throughout the session, Dr. Thippa has taken us through the research excellence and how it can be, linked with industry and academic collaboration. during this session, we learned about the characteristics of research excellence, the benefits of collaborating together with the industry. We also learned about the empowerment of researchers, the contextual meaning, the assembly researching team, and then the systematic creative work. It didn't even just stop at explaining about the benefit to us. It also highlighted the forms of collaboration. I mean, how academias can collaborate with the industry. He also did not just stop there. He also made explanation that so even if we have more benefits, with collaborating with academics, there may also be, some challenges that that we need to consider. And he was able to, make justice to that. And he highlighted several challenges, and then also offered some best practices, that could be, employed and executed just for us to be able to, get that challenges passed behind us. And then it was also able to discuss the impact of the collaborations on the society, talking about the economic growth, the employment opportunities, and also addressing the societal challenges. And then he also addressed the future trends. I mean, these are the instances that we need to look at that may be, are credible for us for future advancements. They talk about the global partnership and increasing the interdisciplinary. That was a brilliant session from a hand. So at this point, we would be welcoming any questions or any inquiries that you may need to throw at Dr. Thippa, should in case you are not so clear about any instance of his presentation so far. This is a perfect opportunity for you to, to garner that experience, to tap in from his knowledge and, just to get your questions cleared out. So we'll be having a question and answer for about, say, 5 to 10 minutes now. So if you got any question, you could just indicate by making a reaction. So if you could use the emoji reaction so I could note if you have. Okay, Sam Johnson raised his hand, and is there any other person? Just to note how many people we have. We have one person already. Is there any other person? You could just simply raise your hand or use the reaction, the emoji reaction, just for me to indicate if you got any questions for Dr. Thippa.
Some questions may come up as we go on. Let's Sam goes on.
Okay, all right, no worries. So let's have you, Mr. Johnson, please.
Okay, thank you very much for your exposition there, Dr. Thippa. That was very, very interesting. I'm particularly interested by the sort of cultural challenges that we face in working from the academy, working with industry, because those cultural challenges, as you described, they're multi-layered. It's not only, different nations, people are working, working in different languages, but also the different priorities of industry and academia. So there are many different layers to these kind of challenges. Would you say that the best way to address that is by establishing, if you like, it's sort of pre-production phase, long before any project begins, that there's an absolute clarity and certainty about what the shared outcome needs to be? If you like, you can't start on the journey unless you know exactly what your destination is, and that everybody is very, very clear, regardless of language, role, sector, country, nation, regardless of that, everybody is absolutely clear as to the ultimate outcome. Would you say that that's, if you like, the most important thing to bear in mind?
Yes, absolutely. Because of the cultural difference between the industry and academia, it often leads to, misunderstandings and going in the wrong direction. The research may go in the wrong direction if, our interests and, goals are not aligned. So yes, before actually starting, I absolutely agree with you. Long before starting the collaboration, it is absolutely necessary to, for the both academia and industry to sit together and make sure about their objectives of the research and all. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I think in order to also add to that, the business people, for me, is the game. Academia, no, I've not seen any academia that is a multimillionaire, except he has something else he's doing. So every academia goes to make name. The business is not interested in name. You can start a business today. If the money is not coming, they close it. But academia, you can keep doing your research for years to get one result. But if an investor invests inside, into your idea, and you're not producing, I was in Liverpool for, investors thing, and they told me, if your idea cannot generate money in 1 year, it's not a business. They will not invest in it. So academia will think long-term. The business thinks short-term. How much will they make? So that is part of the culture also that is there. So I think when we are working in there, we start looking at people who have the mindset of long-term idea. Those long-term idea will eventually generate something. But in the terms of having long-term idea, you must also create short-term idea that will bring money. Because that short-term idea that will bring money as you're waiting for the long-term to happen is what gives the industry the confidence that your long-term is going to be productive.
Right. That's very insightful, and I also agree with you. That makes so much sense. Okay, so we have someone else again who would like to ask a question. Is that Emeka Pascal? Is that right?
Yes, thank you very much, Yusuf and Dr. Thippa. First, I want to ask the role that government and politics play in terms of academia and industry collaboration, especially how it interrelates with students, particularly, seeking to learn some particular professions or skills, especially in engineering. I experienced a particular situation where some schools we have to require for some kind of government, clearance, okay, before some students from perhaps other countries can be admitted into a particular field. How does this kind of barrier, how can it be reduced, ameliorated, or even removed completely? Because I feel that also may be having creating some kind of barrier between, the collaboration between these both the academia and the industry. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Emeka. Well, I do agree that, government has a significant role in creating a right environment for the partnership between industry and academia. But by and large, in many countries, it is up to the universities and the industry in what way they want to collaborate. Yeah, in most of the countries, government has limited role to play. Government has limited role to play. That is, what I think. Correct me if I'm wrong, friends. I think Dr. Celestine and Sam can.
Yes, yeah. The issue, what Thippa is saying is very correct. In January, I was in VIT. I was with him in VIT in India. And one thing the students told me is that their placement, they already have placement. They already have placement, and it's actually, I picked that up and I said, this is something that could be of help to our school also. Having placement for the students even before they finish. I understand the arrangement. The university, like you said now, the university layers. Sometimes even, how do we say it? Kind of more, it's not like bribing, but it's kind of agree, promises the government, the companies some money to take the students on those placement. So I know, so the VIT students, everybody said they were all in placement, and you could imagine the number of people already in placement. So if we could have that, a kind of that agreement between industry, and university, which we are working on now, we call it knowledge exchange. In Bolton now, we are developing it, and the more, we are working on that more to make sure our students have where they go to, to do internship and all that for a few months. Now, what is government in UK government doing? UK government, or what we call UKVI, in charge of research funding. What they are doing is they are giving money. Last week we were about applying, or early this week in the weekend we are about applying for a funding and the funding, we discovered that it was meant for business, but the business, we have to liaise with the university to carry it through. So government now is giving money, AI project is giving money to industry to carry out some research, while they are also giving to the university. Now, the great project we got with EU bid, we had two companies, Playmop and one other company in Europe. The companies and the one we are planning now, Thippa is also part of it, and that one we are applying by February. We are bringing in, two other companies to join us. That makes EU Horizon to give us the funding because we are liaising with the industry. How does it benefit the students? Every project that is in big form, £5 million, 6 million, 20 million, we definitely have students to carry those projects too. So we get PhD students, we get master students, and also we get equipment for our students to use where they will be practicing what they have done. So this is the government side of it. I think Sam can also mention something about it.
Yes, and I mean, I think it's worth saying that long-term strategic view of government, I mean, I can only really speak about either UK or EU. So we've seen in the last 15 years a major shift in the way in which universities are perceived within the UK. And increasingly, we are being perceived as means of serving and developing and promoting work within industry. So where at one point, if you like, higher education academe was probably positioned in a sort of hierarchy above industry, what we're seeing now is a very, very different focus upon the way in which we, the university, the academe, can serve industry. So there's a very, very different power dynamic now than there used to be. And I know in the UK, some universities are quite uncomfortable about that. Because historically we've been in our ivory towers and we've been able to enjoy a degree of privilege, and the funding's always been there for being academics. I think the emphasis, as Celestine's outlined there, is very much upon how essential collaboration, partnership, mutual and reciprocal working is nowadays. Universities can't take anything for granted now, and very much it focuses upon us how we add value to society and how we add value to the real world rather than academic life for the sake of academic life itself. So that UK strategy is very, very clear. I think the EU position is slightly different, but certainly in the UK, we've seen a major shift in the last 15 years.
To add on to what my friends have said, the main role of the government is to create an environment for successful partnership, to give autonomy to the universities. That is very important. I'll take example of my university in India. Our university has absolute freedom in dealing with the industry. I mean, they can deal with any kind of industry, and even we have some programs where it is mandatory for a student to carry out internship. They have some credits as well. In our university, industrial internship, wherein the student has to complete 4 weeks of internship in reputed institutes. That will give them 2 credit points. And also, most of the students are encouraged to carry out their, project, final semester project in the industry. So, I mean, this is possible only if the universities are given free hand to design their own policies. What role the government has to play? It has to create an environment for autonomicity of the universities, independence of the universities.
All right, thank you so much for sharing more insight into that discussion. I believe we've all got that. So we've got 2 more hands up. I think we go first with Okimut Fortune. So if you can hear me, can you go ahead to ask a question now?
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Dr. Thippa, for the insightful lecture. My question comes from the angle of industry and academia partnership. I think particularly in the area of enhanced educational opportunities. You talked about students gaining exposure to real world challenges and applications, often through internships and cooperative education programs. I've come to understand that, well, getting internships these days, it's very competitive. And I come from maybe a unique a department that actually needs that. You know, we need to be able to gain exposure to uh, real world scenarios, you know, apart from academic exposure, you know, the balance between industry and academia, you know, is what is going to give us that competitive advantage out there. And there's this observation I've made, and I think a couple of other fellow students like me have made it as well, that the ratio of internship opportunities are valuable to students. It's not balanced actually. So one of my questions is, what is the balance? And for those who are going for internships and they can't get it, what other thing do they endure? What other activities or strategies do they employ to be competitive in this dynamic world that's changing very fast?
Yeah, well, interesting question. See, one of the key aspects of the collaboration is mutual benefit. Yeah. So what the industry gets and what the industry gives back. It's not about only, what they are going to gain. They should give something back to the universities as well. So one of the key important thing is, as part of the agreement, before actually even based on my experience, I will say this, even, I have brought some companies to the university as well, where, before actually starting the collaboration, we discuss that, yes, industry has to provide internship to these many of students every semester maybe. So that is part of the, collaboration. So these things should be, discussed before the actual collaboration starts. So, see, some industries will pay money to the students. Some industries will say that, no, we can't give the money, but we can give the real-time experience to the students. So it all depends, the understanding between the universities and the industry. But yes, before actually starting the collaboration, yes, these points should be there in the contract or the agreement, so that, most of the students will get benefit of this collaboration.
And could I just interject as well? I mean, personally, I think it's so valuable for students, all students, to have that real world application of their skills. And if they can access an internship, then that is a huge step forward for them in terms of developing their own professional confidence in the world of work. But really, it's a huge responsibility as well on the part of the university to ensure that all students have simulated work experiences. Not everybody will be able to, in the UK, it's extremely difficult to ensure everyone gets internship. So it becomes ever more important for our academics, our tutors and lecturers, to design a curriculum that simulates that experience. Now, whether that's setting up a production company, a business, simulated business within a department, whether it's about bringing industry, setting live briefs that have a very tight turnaround. So there's a sort of simulation of that tight timeline that Dr. Celestine was talking about before. I think more than ever, it's so important that our curriculum needs to reflect what that workflow is in the real world, because otherwise the pace of change in industry, we aren't preparing students for that unless we adapt how we deliver our curriculum and the type of challenges and activities and, if you like, formative learning moments within the curriculum, unless they simulate what's going on in a real-time industrial landscape. So it's really important for us to be able to do that in case students can't get real life internship opportunities.
Yes.
Apart from,
Okay.
sorry to interrupt, apart from, internships, there might be other activities as well, that will help the students to gain the experience from the industry experts. For example, hackathons, wherein, will be giving some problems to set up students, and they'll be challenged to solve them in particular time frame. wherein, during this time, you can bring in the industry experts to evaluate the projects, and students, industry partners will be really interested in innovative projects. They will see the way in which the students are solving it, and if they are very interested, they can offer them internship or jobs as well. And apart from that, there are other aspects as well. Say, for example, in our university, what we do is every subject, will have something called as 8th module or J component, wherein, experts from the industry will be called in to see. This is part of the curriculum, where one of the module will be, delivered by the industry experts, wherein they'll be, briefing the students about the state of the art and what are the challenges that are being faced by the industry in that particular domain or topic of this subject. And apart from that, we do ask the students to carry out some projects as well, right? We can call in, the academia can call the experts from the industry to evaluate that projects as well, so they can give their insights. And if the industry guys are very interested or very happy with the project, they can indeed give the internship offers or job opportunities as well. So these are some other ways in which the learning of the students can be enhanced, as well as students can be given more opportunities to work with the industry as well.
Yeah, Dr. Thippa, actually, for our last semester students, they had joined a Barclays competition and they won. And I think two of those students had got placement in the Barclays company. So what you said is really good. Students need to, try to, that fear of their barrier, they sometimes fear to participate. So if they participate in such competitions, it will be good for them to know what trends are going on and what companies are out there.
Yes, we are. As you are speaking now, I will be talking with Sam later. We'll be creating a whole lot of opportunities for competition. We don't need only the companies to come. We need to create it and put a price tag to it. But the students must be ready to engage. Like I keep saying it. If you only come to school twice in a week and go home, I was in VIT, they are there every day. The students are there every day. If you come only 2 days and you go home to do your £10 per hour job, there's no way you gain experience. So we are trying to engage more. So we'll try as much as possible to have that. We're also thinking of having offshoot. We don't want our students to just be going out. The center we're working on now, not just be going out to look for a job, create the job. That's what MIT does. That's what Stanford does. They have all the people, Facebook, all these were all created by people outside, so we are thinking of that. We want to give our students much more ability to be entrepreneur. So that's one of our big goals. Like you said, the government has given the conducive environment. And then now part of the thing we're having November to Remember, skills. The speaker yesterday, the videos, will circulate the YouTube. If you have not been there, go and listen to that thing, because someone was saying, how are we going to be competitive when people are many? She spoke so much about skills, soft skills, and the skills, employable skills. So don't miss any of these days. Tomorrow, the person speaking is going to be talking about PhD journey, how you get PhD, what you expect in PhD. So if you are thinking of doing a PhD, if now, or doctorate, even working in industry, it's an opportunity for you to get a whole lot of experience from someone who has been there for more than 40 years. You see.
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much, Excellency, for dishing out those valuable information. Many thanks to Sam Johnson as well for contributing to such discussion. And of course,
hold on.
So
there's one thing Dr. Thippa said, which we are going
go ahead, please.
Yeah, one thing he said that we are going to look at is allowing an industry to teach a model. That is something we will take up to our own meeting. Creating a model and bringing an industry person to come and teach that particular model. I discovered that in the medical school that is coming now, yesterday, they are having visiting professors who are able consultants coming into the new medical school. So we'll be looking at that to see where we can have these people come in to deliver a particular model with the industry. That will give us that collaboration, even though they will be paid, but that will also bring us to that company that they are having. That's a very good point I've noted.
All right, thank you again for noting that, and I feel that's a brilliant point as well. We'll be looking forward to the execution of that plan as well. Oh yeah, so as we were discussing, there was a raise of hand by Emmanuel Oloyede. Can you come ahead now to ask a question, please, Emmanuel?
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Dr. Thippa, for your time. I would like to ask you, because yearly there are a lot of researches that is going on worldwide. So I want to ask, is there any governing body that ensures that all these researches don't just end up in publications alone? Are there any organizations or government bodies that ensures that the findings of these researches are actually used to really better the common life of everybody? Do we have such organizations? And also, I would like to chip in this. Why is it that UK does not actually have much funding when we compare it to other developed countries like, say, USA, Canada? So is it the fault of the government, or peradventure maybe the schools are not really that up to par? I would like to know what is actually the problem in that aspect. Those are my questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Manuel, for asking this question, for raising this question. You know, I cannot comment on your second question. I would rather ask Dr. Celestine and Sam to answer that. Regarding your first question, you know, yes, you know, regarding the, you know, publication, you are asking about the governing bodies. Yeah, it's usually in the universities. You know, some of the universities, what they do is, you know, before the researchers or the, you know, professors submit their research, they are asked to, you know, send that research outcome. They'll be asking the experts to evaluate that and to see the novelty, integrity of the research. Only if they're convinced, they'll be allowed to, you know, send the paper research findings of the research to the peer-reviewed journals. Yes, it depends on the university. Yeah, some universities do have some checks, quality checks and integrity checks as well. Ethical checks, integrity checks, all those things. Yeah, even, you know, when you are publishing your paper to a journal, even the journals will check upon the integrity of the novelty or integrity of the research article before sending it to the peer reviews. They have some tools, and even some of the associated editors will be asked to check the paper before sending out to the peer reviews. So these are some of the checks that are you know, enforced by the universities as well as the publication journals.
Dr.
Regarding
Thippa,
the second part, yeah.
My question is actually like, are there any bodies that ensures
let me
that
answer. Let me add up to that.
The,
Let me add up to that. You've asked question. Just calm down while we give you the soup of the matter. You know, number one is this. In UK, there's what we call REF, Research Excellence Framework. It's done I think every 4 years or so. Sam will also mention that. Now, boating, we are preparing for the next one, which is in 2027. We're working on that. What do? They check every publication. Now, like Sam said before, publication for the past 15 years is no more about, you know, writing and just doing only publication. It's about the impact in the society, research environment. What are the case studies? Are you impacting the society? This is how research is going now. How does it impact with the society? Now, every publication of this is given a star, 3-star, 4-star in Research Excellence Framework. So it's not the amount of publication now we're talking about, it's the amount of impact. So for instance, someone who is doing, let's say, a research on security, we have more impact, especially maybe security in the banking sector, like Thippa said, using AI to solve medical issues, you know, like what we are having in Bolton now, AI and medical application. So when I have a publication in AI and medical application, use it to track leukemia, use it to track cancer or something, that's how we have more impact. How is my research helping with the society? So this body, you know, the governing body, they have actually made it in such a way that we have to pass this ref. And when you pass this ref, what it happens is that there are some funding you will not get if a department does not pass it. They call it ref score. So we are working on this now, like our computing unit, we are working on that to make sure we pass this. We go in for that, and it will put us much more, you know, in the corridor of other very top universities. That is number one. Number two, in terms of funding, you mentioned funding in UK. Now, I just mentioned that we were supposed to apply for about 30 million. So the funding are there. The body is providing money. We are looking for creators. If you have creativity, you know you can create something and make it happen. It's not to say I want to get to the sun and then without direction to the sun. That is not creativity. We are looking for people. That is why we are teaching you people. We're looking for people who are creators, who can look at a problem and bring out the result, the solution in that problem, and make it out, because we have funding. But the funding does just come to students. It comes to the faculties. And that brings us more work again, where we have not only to teach, but also to research. So it's like a double tool for the students, for the lecturers. So, and we are all working to make sure that comes up. So UK has funding. I will tell you very well, UK has funding, competing with others, but we have to tap into it. It's also competition. Even in US, you have mentioned UK, it's not just lying there to come and take. If it is lying there, then I don't think there's anything that is free under the sun. You have to work for it to labor and get it. Over to Sam.
Yes, I can't really add to that, Celestine. I mean, that summarised it very well. But in terms of the research excellence framework, just, you know, for your benefit, Emmanuel, again, I think what has changed significantly in the last 3 exercises of the research excellence framework is that the percentage of the score, the overall score a university gets on impact, has grown and grown and grown. So where at one time impact wasn't taken into account. So when we're talking about impact, we're talking about real world metrics. So if something is invented, if there's a community engagement, how many people really benefited? How many people were really influenced by this piece of research that was then implemented, or a product that was created? So more than ever, we are very, very accountable. So I mean, you know, many years ago, as you describe it, the sort of research activity was very much focused upon researchers and academics building their own portfolio and building their own publication record. But now we are really held accountable to ensure that we are useful. You know, we aren't just an ornament, we are truly useful organizations. I hope that answers your question, Manuel.
Yes, it does. Thank you so much, Sam.
Okay.
All right. Thank you so much for the beautiful session. I mean, I've been well occupied with a lot of knowledge. I mean, thank you so much for everyone who have contributed to this session. Many thanks to Dr. Thippa for the beautiful delivery of the session. Thank you so much for that. Thank you so much, person of St. Johnson. Thank you for adding your expertise and your foundational knowledge to this discussion. That really was helpful and insightful to us. Many thanks to Dr. Celestine as well for giving us more supportive feedbacks, more supportive information. I mean, he has been able to clear out some doubts or some information that we might not even been able to be aware of since the time we've been in the UK, but he was able to give justice to that. So many thanks for that. I appreciate that. So at this moment now, I will hand over to my co-host. Before I hand over to my co-host, I give the honors to my co-host to actually bring in the head of school in the person of Sam Johnson to probably give us the closing remarks and also present the award to our able speaker. So please go ahead, Ife, to please bring in Sam Johnson.
Thank you ever so much, Yusuf. It's just to say once again, thank you, Dr. Thippa. That was such an interesting, informative presentation, and I'm sure everyone on the call, I hope that everybody on the call will be able to use your presentation, because what you've articulated there is absolutely best practice, both in terms of how you establish partnerships, how you run partnerships, how we can all benefit from partnership working with industry. So, you know, that articulation of what we should aspire to in working with industry and the real potential of universities working with industry, I think it's really captured. So thank you ever so much. Thank you very much, Dr. Thippa. And we do have a digital award for you. And I think Dr. Celestine, oh, that's lovely, Dr. Celestine. Thank you very much. Dr. Thippa, we would like to award this to you. Thank you so much for joining us on this November to Remember series. What a fantastic evening. And we do hope you'll join us again in the future.
Thank you.
All right.
And I think it's probably a round of applause and a thank you, isn't it? Shall we give everybody a round
of
applause?
Yeah, I mean, that's it.
Session.
I mean, I wanted to say we give our drum rolls in form of reactions. So I'm just going to give more reactions. You know, thank you so much, Dr. Thippa. And thank you so much, Sam Johnson, for handing over this digital award. I'm very confident that you know, that gives a lot of smile to Dr. Thippa. Like I said, he's still smiling at this moment. Thank you so much, everyone, for that. So, Dr. Celestine, would you like to give us any closing remarks?
No. Thank you very much. I'll see you again tomorrow, same time, 6 p.m. for PhD journey. It will be fantastic with Professor Jerome. You know, we'll call him the father of the professors. So get ready for tomorrow. Thank you and good night.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, thank you, guys.
Lovely to see you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
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 Bye.